keep speaking.
Well, there you go. And we are live. Hey.
Oh, you get to see it. That sucks. You get to see it.
I can see it. Yeah, that's okay, though.
See, I don't get to see what you guys do.
Oh, there you are.
I am. I'm back.
And that was that picture. Put the picture back up.
You want to see the picture again?
Yes.
Oh, we're good. No.
That's a great picture. Who took that, man?
Some guy, local guy out where we live. I don't even really know him.
It's a totally cool photo, man.
We were the setup band. We opened, so he was like, yeah, we didn't get many good pictures because we were getting a light setup and all that trash, but that was a good one. So.
That's a great one because it reminds me of, like, seeing photos of, like, Screeching Weasel in the very, very early 90s, you know, before they started playing any real like, clubs and stuff. They were just playing, like, little, you know, they'd be doing, you know, it's just how punk rock was back then, before there was any real scene. And that's what that picture reminds me of. It's super cool like that.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. You're welcome. Hey.
And since we did such an awkward intro, we probably should do, like, sort of a real one now.
Yeah. J Prozac, what's your last name? What's your real last name?
Gavin. It's French.
Gavin?
Gavin.
Where we all talk at the same time.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it. Gavin. G-A-U-V-I-N. Okay. Kind of like Goblin, but without the L.
I've heard a bunch of them.
Yeah. That's cool. Every time I see J Gavin, I confuse it with Jay from the Johnny Threes. From the Johnny Three.
We're intertwined somehow.
Yeah. But you guys have put out a lot more records, and most of them have sounded really good. So.
Oh, thank you.
They have really great songs, but then the records don't sonically sound as good. And then you have really great songs, and your records sound really good. So you're at a little higher level.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm honored.
You're welcome, dude. You're welcome, man. Last time I saw you was I think Michigan, right?
Oktoberfest, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun couple days, man. That was cool.
I only got to see you guys. I saw you once before at the Continental. Darlington.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Throwing everybody on stage and.
Yep. And you know who was at that show?
Who's there?
Arturo.
Yeah, no, not Arturo, but yeah, Arturo was there, but he brought what's his name's kid with him.
Iggy Pop's
Yeah,
kid.
he brought Iggy Pop's son with him. It was awesome.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Actually, that's the one place I met Joey Ramone too. Was at the Continental.
You looked up and he was like 10 feet tall, and you were like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, actually, I was with the Queers doing roadieing. It was like the last show of the tour, and I had a disposable camera, so I give this drunk girl the camera, take my picture. I get the picture back, and she had it backwards, so I had a picture of her tits. Picture with Joey. Evil was there from the Independent, so it was Joey and Evil, but I never got the picture. But
so that's the tour that you. Wait, that's the tour that you roadied for the Queers with?
There was a couple of them. The tour was Lillingtons and Explosion.
Oh no, okay, so that was back when B-Face was still in the band. Holy moly!
Awesome. No, that was afterwards.
Oh.
I never even saw the Queers with B-Face.
Oh, dude, that's when Mike and I saw them both the first several times we saw them. That was the lineup. It was the classic lineup. It was so great.
I'm laughing.
Josh, you're not allowed to talk, Josh. You can't cut in.
Like, I know, man. I'm laughing. I see you in the little corner down there. I know you're laughing because you're like, hey, I wanted to make this a beginning of a show too, but man, can we get to the beginning of the show?
I think we've already gotten to the meat. I think we're already in the meat and potatoes.
How many topics do we already covered all the topics? Cliff already covered all that, so we got nothing else to talk about. Let's introduce. We already covered everything. I mean, all right. Slow it down. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Absolute Awesome Show. Sorry we're 15 minutes late. Lots of technical difficulties everywhere. We got a cool guest tonight. Mike, introduce him. Go, man. Get it going.
I think he's already introduced himself as the guy that met Joey Ramone and didn't get a picture.
Yeah,
J
that
Prozac
guy.
Of the Prozacs.
That's why he's here. Yeah.
And we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
And his band is setting the internet on fire. They have more views than the Huntington's page. Way to go.
Oh, that's individually reeling in every single person we can, you know.
Yeah, that's how it's done, man. Punk rock, one person at a time, dude. That's okay.
Oh, I'm psyched you guys are out playing. That's awesome.
We're psyched about it too. It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. You're gonna have to play with us a couple times. That'll be fun.
That will be good. Like in a couple weeks.
Yes, you are.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna be at the first show where we're playing the Get Lost set.
That's gonna be amazing. I remember when I bought that record too.
And you were like, man, this is really slow. Man, they suck now.
Yeah, I had to buy it twice.
we don't let people come up on stage anymore. Cliff's very anti letting anybody come up on stage.
Really? Am I really? Oh wow.
He's just like, nope, my stage, don't want you up here.
You know what's funny is that I was just watching clips from Europe, the first trip to Europe, and I just got done saying, hey, it's your stage 2 and blah blah blah. You know, for the audience, they can do anything they want, and then you cut it right in and said, hey, there's one rule. You can't get in my mic. You can't come up here and be in my space. In Cliff's space, not mine. It was funny. And they were all European. They didn't know what we were saying anyway, but it was funny.
That's because they would hijack the mic, man. They'd get up there and for 15 straight minutes, you couldn't get a word in. Kind of like Josh here earlier. He was sitting there kind of raising his hand. He couldn't get a word in. Yeah. So you gotta lay down the rules.
Yeah, it's iffy. Sometimes you want to get up there, and you're like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe you'll get killed.
Especially in Europe because they're all drunk and.
There's been a lot of that lately, huh? Get punched in the face or something.
So Jay, it sounds like you guys are recording. Are you guys recording new music right now?
We're going in to do an album starting next Thursday.
Wait, who is going to do a new album?
The Prozac.
We haven't even got there yet.
What are you talking about?
No, he did.
Okay, he met Joey Ramone once. No, who is this guy?
He said J Prozac of the Prozacs.
That's the top of my story. Everything's gonna go down from there. So.
Come on, man. Introduce yourself. You know what? I'm in sales, so there's a thing called elevator speech. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but give me your elevator speech. You're in an elevator for 10 seconds. Go. What do you do? What's your job here in this building that you're in?
My job.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, in
the music elevator going up to it.
He doesn't even know.
We've already gone up 4 floors, and I'm confused. Just as confused as trying to get on Hangouts here.
He's from New York City. You don't talk about elevators in New York City.
He's not from New York. You're in Massachusetts, right?
I'm in Massachusetts, yeah.
Not
Boston either.
Here, man. Come on. Go.
We're in the West. Yeah. So I play guitar and write songs for the Prozacs. Been doing that for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Recently, in the last 3-4 years, I did a whole bunch of other projects and confused the shit out of everybody. And now I'm doing the Prozacs again.
So what were you doing for the last couple of years?
Long story short, I just was having a hard time keeping a band together. Everyone having different drives and motivations, and we're not a big band. We never really were. So it's you get people in and out, and I was kind of put the band aside and the people I was playing with, and just wanted to keep making music. So I worked on a solo record and started another band to have a live band, and it just started becoming messy because all the songs are kind of from the same place. And I don't know. It's probably confusing like I am talking right now.
From the same place, it still just sounded like the Prozacs? Or do you mean all the songs sounded the same?
Yeah, basically. With the Prozacs, I've never really tried to write. Whatever I write. It's a Prozac song, you know what I mean? And when I started to say, hey, I'm going to do a solo record, it's what can I do different to make it different? They're still the same songs. If I wrote them with the Prozacs, they'd be the Prozacs. So it was kind of getting together with some different people and experimenting. I did a thing with Bill McCracken. I don't know if you know the McCrackens at all. Yep. So we did a project together, which was kind of cool. And I wouldn't have been able to do that stuff just being the Prozacs. So it was kind of escaping a whole big mess, leaving the name behind, and get some backed up on songwriting, and just trying to do some new, keep busy.
Yeah.
How did that work?
I'm just trying to keep busy.
Well, did
How did that work with the
PPMB embrace you?
The what?
The PPMB, did they embrace you?
Oh God. I don't know. Embraced. Definitely not embraced. I think I ride right on the line with that. I could get pushed in either direction.
Yeah.
I don't think the PPMB loved us or loved me. I know a lot of those people and whatnot, especially Chris and Pat and whatnot. I've known.
Do they love anyone though? I don't know.
They love the. Yeah, there's some bands that they love, man.
Yeah, I wasn't in the clique, that's for sure.
Yeah, we weren't either.
Although, the year Johnny 3 got kicked off, the Prozacs played, and we all wore Johnny 3 shirts.
Hmm.
But,
I wore a I wore a Johnny 3 shirt to my old job years ago, and it was the one of Obama smoking a cigarette.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
And it was a long time ago. It was like right around the time that he was like, I guess, up for re-election or no, it was probably like the first election that he was up for, or like after he won, like right after he won, and I was like, we played with them, and I got it. I was like, this shirt's funny. Can I have one? And they gave me one, and yeah, wore it to work, and some of the African American girls thought that it was not cool for me to wear that. I'm just gonna stop there. I feel like this could be like a totally horrible thing that could go way downhill from there, and I'm just gonna stop.
You're all good.
So, yeah. What
I
else?
just saw those guys 3 weeks ago. We played like 5 shows with their new band.
What's our new band called?
Jagger Holly. It's basically a solo band with Jay.
How is it?
It sounds like Johnny 3.
So I would like it then.
Oh yeah, you'd love it. It's really good.
Awesome.
The record. He just put out like a 11-song album.
All right. I don't know if it's possible to do this, but I gotta. I'm sure Mike's gonna be like, "That's a horrible idea, dude." But I want to ask an equipment question. I know Cliff's gonna chime in, and this is probably gonna be a half-hour segment, but hopefully not. Your head behind you. I mean, I gotta ask about it. Like, Cliff, that's the head that we were playing at Guitar Center, right? Is that the head we were playing, Cliff?
No. Soldano
Okay.
is what was in Sonic Iguana. It is very much known as a souped-up Marshall. The guy who started it used to work at Marshall. What we were playing was a Splawn.
Oh, right, okay. My bad.
It's a little more comic booky, right?
Yeah.
Splawn is fantastic. Splawn is the new Soldano.
I failed to mention my other band, Stiletto Bomb, but my buddy.
That's your band? Yeah, I knew that. That's right. Hey, what kind of cabinet is that? Is that an 800 or a 900 cab?
That's a Valve State. The Valve State, those smaller 412.
Oh, that's the. Is it a 410?
It's 412.
Oh, okay.
So
what kind of speakers are in it?
It's lighter. I got that, and I got this other 412 Behringer cab. I need to pick up a nice one eventually, like a nice.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, I freaking play PV. It just depends on how you get stuff set up. My tone's fantastic. So, what kind of speakers are in that?
I don't even know.
You don't?
Yeah, I'm not a tech guy whatsoever.
Okay.
So
probably 70s, but
I've been playing that head since 2006.
Did you got it new? Because that would have been like $2,000.
No, I bought it. It was a studio amp up in Alaska.
Oh, so you got a good deal. Good job.
It was like 1300.
That's a great deal for a Soldano. They have a very smooth, silky tone.
Yeah,
it's like Marshall if you took the grit out.
I get all my.
Yeah, definitely it's a little dirtier than if I was to play like an 800.
Really?
I'm playing like an Invader pickup in a Strat.
Oh yeah.
Too. I like it a little dirtier because I'm not very precise on the chords.
Okay, well, Joe Queer used to play the Invader, and then of course, the difference is he wouldn't be caught dead with the rosewood fretboard on a Strat. He would be all 100% maple fretboard on a Strat. But that's okay. Do you have any maple fretboard
Mike,
Strats?
gotta help me out of here.
No.
Mike, help me stop it. I started. I know. I'm sorry.
I like maple syrup. Is that a good segue to something other than guitar?
Do you actually purposefully pick that, or was it just for sale? You liked it, you bought it, that was the end of it?
For the amp?
No, your guitar, your Strat.
Guitar? Honestly, I was gonna buy I was looking at I can't even think right now. The freaking Gibson SG.
Oh, okay.
And I when I started, I was just that was my first guitar, the Strat. So when I started the Prozacs, I had a band before that, and I only sang. So when I did the Prozacs, I had a cheap ass guitar, and then I went to go buy a guitar, and I had a Strat copy.
By who?
Huh?
Strat. Who made it?
You know, I don't even remember what it was. Some brand I don't even know.
Some crappy crapper. Yeah.
But I picked that thing up and I fell in love with it, and I've been playing it. And
You've been playing it ever since, man. That blue Strat, dude. Sure.
Yeah, that's my home base. You know, I got a Les Paul Studio. And
I see it.
And I use that occasionally. I don't play it out live.
That Les Paul Studio is the same guitar that Mike had when he was 18, 17?
16.
That was your, because we didn't know anything back then about getting your guitar set up, so we could never keep the guitar in tune at all.
Yep.
Of course, if you had it now, you could get it set up and it would be like a breeze and it'd be fantastic. But you know, back then we didn't know about that stuff. It's funny.
Well, Jay from Johnny 3, you know, Christy Darlington, they got me hooked up with Daisy Rock, and I have the one Daisy Rock I got. I brought that thing in the studio. Actually, I've used it over my Strat, which I was amazed. I thought it was going to be a backup guitar, and it's kind of like a Les Paul. It's got two Invader pickups in it. The thing sounds pretty mean and chunky, and so I.
Yeah, but it's a Daisy Rock, man. It's a girl's guitar.
You're saying Daisy Rock sounds chunky?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
You like the fat girl at the ball?
Just.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's not a pink. It's black. It's got like a pink star on it.
Hey, show it to me. Get it.
Huh?
You got it right there, right? Go grab it. Show it to us.
Woo! She's got a busted string on her, but where are we at here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see Christy Darlington playing that.
Well, he plays the girly ones.
That's pretty girly too. But yeah, no, I could see him playing.
Yeah, this one's a little meaner than the.
Right, and Johnny 3 plays that too.
Not that guitar. But JJ was playing Daisy Rock. He plays like the Dan Electros and whatnot.
Oh, the hipster guitars. Okay, I gotcha.
So.
Plays the hipster guitars with the action a mile high.
I think he wound up picking up a Strat.
Oh, okay.
But my Strat and the Daisy were my kind of live guitars over the years. So.
That's cool. What do you use next week or a couple weeks from now? What's going to be your main guitar there?
I'll have the Strat.
Yeah.
Awesome. I just had my guitars all set up. We were in a studio last night actually.
Awesome.
For another project.
So well, what do you do when you're not playing in 17 different pop punk bands?
Yeah, how do you make a living? Is what he's asking.
It sounds like that, huh? I work night shifts in a factory.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So been working night shifts for 8 years now.
You live with the folks, or do you have your own place? Punk rock, you never know.
Oh, I am. I'm in a 2-family home renting. I'm married and have 2 kids.
Oh, go get them. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, I brought the kids to the grandparents.
Like you did the guitar.
I know.
My wife was at home. She was trying to help me get on the Hangouts because she's a little better with computer stuff than I am.
Right on, man.
But yeah, we both work full time.
Just so you know, I mean, if you haven't figured this out already, so Mike is kind of like the main guy for this show.
Right.
Cliff is the guy who doesn't do any research. We all know the answers to most of his questions because we look it up ahead of time or whatever, you know. But like I knew you had a couple
kids.
I've
asked that you already know what's one thing I've said to him that you already knew the answer to?
No, listen. I've asked you before. Why don't you do a little research? We've had people say, make sure you guys do your research for reasons that we won't go into. But
okay, I'm not lobbing these bombs at Cliff, but I knew that he had 2 kids, and that he was just like in D.C. or something with them like 2 days ago or something.
Right.
They did
but if I would have known that,
together.
then he would never. We would have just known that, and no one would have ever asked him about it. Now he gets to talk about his wife and kids and job. It's awesome.
I mean, I want to ask him about it because people who are watching don't know about it.
right.
That's the.
Hey, I worked too many hours to study up on what punk rocker is doing now.
All right.
You're just not important,
I just
Jay.
recently learned that you guys had more than 2 albums. And I didn't.
I know, right?
I thought it was Get Lost and Plastic Surgery. That's as far as I knew.
Really, you didn't know about High School Rock and all that other stuff?
No, I just heard high school. I tried to do a little history on you guys, and I learned about High School Rock. So I'll probably check it out soon.
Yeah, the Master Orchid. Yeah, it got better after we worked with him because he taught us he taught us everything. Master Genie taught us a lot.
You know what's funny? My old band, we recorded at Sonic, and we used the same keyboard that you guys used. That was like our big claim to fame in the studio. The Huntingtons used this on High School Rock. So we were.
Oh, so you had heard High School Rock. You're actually a big
That was my
fan, and you know all of our albums.
That was my first album.
The sarcasm totally fell flat, dude.
Yeah,
The sarcasm
hey,
was
I'm a
like,
Trump supporter. How would I get that? I'm stupid. So,
Actually, you sent me a remastered version of High School Rock a few years ago.
Oh, and then you were like, yeah, dude, it's so much better now. I can hear the vocals.
No, that sounds good. That's the one I got on rotation.
See? Right on.
I've gone through 2 copies of High School Rock.
No, I know. And then I remember the first time Mike heard it, he got to I Just Want to Have Something to Do, because on that version we had the bonus track on there, and he was like, can't you make the whole album sound like that? I'm like, they're all mastered the same, man. I can't make it.
Michael loves that song. It's like his favorite song of all time. So.
Well, you know what? After having kids, like you guys in MXPX have become some of the most played stuff because you don't have to worry about swears or any of that kind of stuff.
Exactly. But you could put some Queers comps together that would still be okay.
Oh yeah, but you gotta go put it together,
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Hey, so were you always in Massachusetts, and is that just like?
I briefly moved to Michigan in '99. I lived in Greenville, North Carolina for a few months. Other than that, yeah, I've lived in Mass.
Okay.
So like, have you ever worked with Joe Queer then? If you're up there?
I've never. We had him in the studio once, my old band, to do something on a Beach Boys cover, and he politely got off the mic and was like, because it sucked. But I haven't actually done anything. I went in the studio when he was in Portsmouth still. He had a friend that had a child that passed away, and the guy was from Oklahoma. He came out and recorded some songs for him, and I had conversed with this guy, and he invited me out, so I did some vocals on the songs that this guy was writing out there. But I haven't actually worked with him. I discussed maybe recording an album with him, recording like a Prozac's album or something. Mm-hmm. But just never really have. We got some good studios in the area, so it's. Yeah. I don't always get to get in the nicer studios just because it's so expensive,
Yep.
All the 7s and all the splits and all that stuff.
Dude, it's crazy. But hey, I remember when we were in Michigan, you and I were sitting next to each other. They had our tables right next to each other. We sat next to each other the whole time.
Yes.
It was fun.
It was
I
fun.
still have the CDs you gave me.
Awesome.
Right next.
I feel bad that I got rid of most of my Huntingtons now. Damn.
Hey, you don't have to. If you got a digital copy, then you got the same thing. You don't have to have the physical copies.
I have everything. Honestly, the only record I never had was Sweet 16, and I recently got the vinyl version that came out.
And then you're like, man, these guys sucked back then.
Did you? So how are you at the Continental show? Was it Stiletto Bomb was playing that? Wait, that was Dirt Bike Annie played that show, I think, right?
Shit. You're right. Used to play shows with Dirt Bike Annie all the time. I had just moved back from Michigan because that must have been in the late winter, early spring of 2000.
Yep.
And so I don't know, like, yeah, I had just gotten home from Michigan, so I think that was like my first show out in the area. I mean, we were stoked. The guys, my old band was called the Grand Pricks. So we all drove down for the show. We hung out with Dirt Bike Annie all the time.
Gotcha.
And, we were good friends with the Proteins, which used to talk about you guys.
Good guys, man. They were awesome back when they had that straight up punk rock sound, and then they tried to get like all weird email like later.
Little rock and roll somewhere in that mix.
Yeah, but man, when that was that 3-piece with the they were great. I loved them.
They were awesome. I saw the Grand Prix we played a hall show in Connecticut with them, and what was the Proteins and Pea Shooter, and 10-Foot Pole is playing down the street.
By the way, that's a great band name, the Grand Prix.
Oh,
just awesome. I had never heard of you guys. Did you guys do albums or anything?
We did one album. I don't know if you know who Big D and the Kids Table is. They're like a ska band from Boston. They released the record, but we did 4 7s. We did a split with She's a Guy.
You said Big D and the Kids Table?
Big D and the Kids Table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said Vicky and the Kids Table, and I was
yeah, Josh knows all the ska bands.
Big D.
Total skanker. I'm like the biggest skank in the room here.
Wait, that means something different than being the biggest skanker.
Oh, it does?
It
Oh.
does.
You could be both.
You could be both. Yeah, he
You'd
probably
have
is.
to be female to be the biggest skank in the room.
Oh.
And then you'd be the only skank in the room because you'd be the only girl here.
Turning into a really educational show. Right now. Yeah. All right. So go ahead. I know the Prozacs are on Spotify. Yeah, we got to bring up Spotify because they're our biggest sponsor.
I've been on Spotify, to be honest.
No, you guys are on Spotify.
Huh.
If you release your albums digitally through any distributor, it goes there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You self-release your stuff, or do you have a label?
We worked with a couple small labels over the years. I've been pretty much self-releasing.
There's in the scene. There's no reason to have a label anymore.
Yeah, right.
Not at all. You always had to pay for it anyway when there was labels. Why would you do that now?
Right.
You got to pay for it now still. Why would you put it? Yeah. But I mean, back then it was like important to say you were on a label, even if you were really paying for everything yourself. It was cool to have a label. Now it totally doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, I've been talking with a label now. I'm kind of unsure. I'm unsure of what to do. But I've been self-releasing, or little labels. Splitting the costs or whatever, and
right.
But 2011 is that? I mean, according to the Spotify world, which is pretty much always very accurate. It says 2011. That's the last albums, or is that just like when you put out older stuff? Was there anything that was beyond?
He's trying to ask you, when was your newest album?
Well, the Prozac just put out an EP that just came out a couple months ago. Last year put out what the hell did we put out? Doubtfire, which is an album I did with Bill McCracken.
Okay. Yeah, see that's what I want to hear, man. You got to get that thing on Spotify.
I know. I'm really bad with this technological world and all the digital stuff.
So don't worry about anything else. Just Spotify, man. Put it on there, and then everybody will get it.
I'll have to check it out.
Well, how old are you now?
I'm 40.
Man, you're a baby, man. I'm 46.
I know.
You're like a couple months older than Mikey, our singer, right there next to you.
Couple months, huh?
Yep. He's about to turn. When are you turning 40, Mike? Couple months? Month?
Yeah, in end of July.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you don't look a day over 39, so you're doing.
All right. Yeah. I get told that every day.
Now I started a little late in the punk rock stuff. Like I was right around that Green Day explosion, right out of high school.
Same as us, dude.
In college.
Except for I was already 30 at that point.
Right.
But I was the same place.
Yeah, I didn't start playing till '98 though. So I rode BMX. That was my thing. BMX was like my gateway drug into music.
Were you ever into BMX magazines and stuff like that? Were you into people?
I've been in some videos and.
Really?
I don't know if I've ever made any magazine cuts. I've been in background. I never had any features.
That's still cool, man.
Just what was your BMX? Like, were you sponsored?
I raced BMX 90. When the fuck was it? 88 to 92, 93. Then I got into freestyle.
Did you ever win when you were racing?
Racing? I was mediocre.
So
I got a bunch of trophies, but they gave those things away like it was nothing.
Yeah,
like the modern day trophy just for taking part, the participation trophy.
Yeah, you'd have 4 people in a moto, and they give out trophies first and third place. I used to race the state series. I did all right. I raced novice class. I never went pro.
What was your bike though? Was it a Mongoose? Or?
Oh geez, back then I had my first bike was a Mongoose. It's called a Super Goose, and it was like it was some sort of a Mongoose.
The Mongoose was a big deal back then, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I thought I was something when I came home with my freaking Boscov's BMX bike, man. I thought I was awesome. It was gold and black and was cool, but man, I couldn't have even dreamed of having a Mongoose. Those things were so expensive.
A mongoose and the GPs and the dinos, all that stuff.
Dinos, man. Yeah, my brother had the dino. I got a mongoose for my neighbor, but I was the dork with the Huffy Sonic 6. You know, the thing had a shifter on it that you push forward in the middle of things. Totally stupid, but yeah. But then my neighbor like gave me a mongoose, which was cool because he was like too old for it and growing up and stuff. But yeah, BMX back in the day, that was really cool. Back when kids would like play outside before technology came along.
That was the East Coast version of the West Coast skateboard. Because people on the East Coast didn't really skateboard. You had to be super, super cool if you lived on the East Coast and skateboard. There was pretty much nobody that did that back then.
Right.
But everybody had the BMX bikes.
Yeah. I had friends that would be like, "Oh man, I'm getting a Tony Hawk board," and I was like, "What's that mean?" Because I would ride bikes too. You know, I was like, "What's a Tony Hawk? What's that mean?" But
man, you guys must have lived in a totally different like zone. Like every kid in my area skated. Like nobody rode bikes.
Yeah, but you're from the city though, dude. We lived in. I mean, Josh pretends he's from Philadelphia, but he's not from Philadelphia. He's from the country.
No, I
lived in the freaking country, man. Nobody was having skateboards in the country.
Listen,
Rad,
right? Rad was like the best movie for me, like as a kid.
Oh hell yeah!
You know, and I know so many people that like it's not. First of all, it's not on Netflix. It's not like on.
See, when I was a kid, it was Bad News Bears.
Changing subjects a little bit.
No, man, it was thrashing. It was thrashing. It was the skateboard movie.
Gleam in the Cube. Remember that one?
Gleam in the Cube, yeah.
That Christian Slater.
Dude, yeah, and see, yeah, that's a perfect example actually, because Gleaming the Cube I saw way later in life. Like I was like 19 or 20 when I saw that. But Rad was like my brother and I watched that over and over again.
That was like 85, I think, Rad.
My brother would like try and find like illegal copies of it all over the place back before the internet was like really blowing up, and because he could, we couldn't find it. It's on YouTube now. I mean,
all I know about Christian Slater, dude, is Heathers and Pump Up the Volume. That's right. Both awesome movies. Awesome.
I might actually go watch Heathers after this. I don't know.
Pump Up the Volume, though. Highly recommended. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't really remember it.
He's the DJ.
Yeah, I remember that much.
Well, not a DJ. He was
on a mic.
Well, he had the what's it, pirate radio thing.
Okay.
Like when you had one of them things. Different, not a DJ.
Right.
So are you guys driving from Massachusetts to Richmond just for that one show, or are you doing some other things surrounding it?
Yeah, the Prozacs are playing with you guys. The next night, Stiletto Bomb is playing with Parasites. So we'll be down there for 2 shows.
Awesome.
The guy drumming with Maddie, who drums for the Prozacs, also drums for Stiletto Bomb. So Stiletto Bomb was an offshoot of the Prozacs. When I kind of broke up the. Oh, what's up?
Is Maddie? Is that Angie Phalange's husband?
No.
Isn't his name Matt?
No, that's Mike.
Mike
Morgan.
He doesn't have anything to do with Stiletto Bomb?
Nope.
He didn't used to?
They were Spastic Hearts.
Way to do your research, man. Way to do your research, Josh.
different punk band that starts with an S that's whatever in that whole genre.
Dude, I'm a D-list. I'm a D-lister in the game, so it's okay. I understand.
Dude, no, you're not. But you're like I'm realizing that we should do more research.
There's a lot going on out there, man. You can't,
There's a lot of mutant pop bands that all start with P, so that's why your band might not be as big as it is right now, because of the Proteins and the.
Hey, the Prozacs are bigger than the Huntingtons, man. So hey. In the modern world of Facebook likes and friends, they are bigger than the Huntingtons. So you got to give it up to them for that, man.
Yeah.
In the old world, no. In the new world, it's a brave new world, because the Prozacs are coming to get you, man.
Hey, man, that's very important. And what's not as important that I think is important is the Spotify listens per month. where we have more listens than the Prozacs, but
How are we doing against the Queers? How are we doing against the Queers and Screeching Weasel?
What was that?
How are we doing
How
against
many?
the Queers and Screeching Weasel?
I don't know. You want me to look them up?
Yeah, look it up right now.
Right this minute, right this second.
We got the technology.
And then look up the copyrights too.
While you're doing
that,
right,
Jay,
write it
when
down.
you recorded the record with Bill McCracken, did you do that like by passing songs back and forth online, or did you like physically get together and write an album?
Yeah. So so the way the record went, we each wrote half the tunes, and we demoed them at home. He's got a studio. He's got a nice studio set up at his house. He lives in Vancouver, and so other side of the country. So we each wrote half the record, sent each other the songs, and I wrote lyrics for his song music and vice versa. And then he recorded. He got the drums down. He got the guitars, his lead vocals. Then I went to Vancouver for a week, and did all my parts, guitars and vocals and backing vocals, and then he tinkered with it for a year and a half. And then we put it out.
Okay.
That was a super fun project. Probably one of the most fun things I've done, and I respect Bill a shitload. He's an amazing musician, which is funny when you talk about like the pop punk board. I think that was the end of the pop punk board for me was when Prozac did a McCracken split 7-inch, and the idiots on there just tore it to pieces, and that was about the last time I went on the board. But no, Bill, I don't know. They look at him and they're like, "Oh, they're painted like eggs. They're idiots. They can't write songs." Like those guys are fucking better than almost every band on there.
Right, that's like saying the Hanson Brothers album is crappy.
Yeah, right.
Which is like one of the best albums ever. Man, album's great. Or isn't that the same guys?
Which ones?
The Hanson Brothers.
The same guys as?
McCracken's?
No.
It's not the same guys?
No.
Who are the guys?
Bill
in the Hanson
McCracken's
Brothers?
got a very unique voice. Like it's like you would know it if you heard. Like if you played a song right now, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay, I remember that guy." It's definitely a different style, like voice and stuff like that.
He's got a rad voice. He's really big into 90s, like kind of like the alternative, like Goo Goo Dolls and that kind of stuff. And he's into the power pop big time. Hanoi Rocks. He's a big Mike Hero and that kind of stuff. And so he was putting out records since like '85. He'd put out like a solo like 7-inch in like '85, and then.
So he's older than me.
He's older than you, or he's got to be. He's either older or he's got to be right around the same age.
Wait, in '85, unless he was in high school. I graduated high school in '87.
He's in his mid-40s.
Mid-40s. I guess he was making records when he was in high school, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, he might have been. He put out. I know he told me the story, but he had played in some like glam rock bands. And McCracken's kind of morphed into from that. But anyway, they're an amazing band. That record was a ton of fun. I think it's an awesome album. I wish I could get it out there for people to hear. But
right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's in the Hanson Brothers?
I don't even know who. I don't know.
No, I mean the actual punk rock band. Yeah. Holy cow! Are you sure that's not the McCrackens? They started in 1984.
It's definitely not them.
John and Rob Wright and Tom Holliston. They're all from No Means No. Oh, that sucks. I don't like No Means No. But that Hanson Brothers album's incredible. Anyway, sorry.
They did like a Road to Ruin cover or something, right?
Yeah.
Album cover, yeah.
But that Hanson Brothers album is just like, dude, it's just wonderful. Hey, nice T-shirt, dummy.
Like a dork wears his own band's shirt.
Exactly. Like, do you wear your own band's shirts?
I am a dork among dorks.
You do it?
Yeah, fucking no one else is gonna promote me. I gotta.
See,
I'm only kidding. I wear my own band's shirt too.
I've never been able to get myself to wear my own shirt. The only time I did was like when I was not in the band for many years, and I had long hair, and then I finally started wearing the old blue Fun and Games shirt that I had. It was like our original T-shirt, the first T-shirt we ever had.
Right.
Anyway, that's the only one I wore until it got all thin and ripped up, and then. But I feel embarrassed wearing my own band's shirt. I don't know.
You know what?
There it is again.
Most people don't even know who the hell you are anyway, so it's like.
No, thanks a lot, man. Thanks.
And no, you know what I'm saying. Well, don't know me. People that work with don't even know I'm in a band or anything like that. You know what I mean? So.
That's because you don't wear your own band's T-shirt at the
I know.
So what do you do, man? Like when you work in the night shift, what are you doing?
For work?
Yeah.
I work for a company who does paper. We make paper products for condiment packaging. It's all throwaway stuff. Packaging. We do foil lidding for yogurt yogurt. And
so this guy's like meat hook in the paper world.
Yeah, that sucks. I've been there a few years, like 4 years. So
your job sucks?
I work on a machine. It's no brainer, just kind of factory work.
Well, there's not many of those left. Hold on to it, man.
So I got associates in mechanical engineering. I worked for 4 years in that out of college, and then I was getting into punk rock. So
threw it away. You threw it all away, and now you're working in the warehouse.
And I was doing BMX. I was doing contests, traveling all over the place. I worked for this one company for 3 years, and they got bought out and closed down. And I didn't go back to engineering. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm gonna go for this stuff now. Didn't think about stuff like that.
No. That's right. That's okay. Could you go back to engineering now?
I don't know if I'd want to. I've definitely talked about it here and there, but Christ, it was a 99 is the last time I did any engineering work, and I had an associate's degree. These days, you gotta have a bachelor's to even talk.
Well, when you were doing that kind of work, what were you physically doing?
I started out doing stuff like, because that was like the late 90s, mid-late 90s was the computer age coming in. So I was doing stuff like converting paper drawings to the computer. I was doing light design work. I worked for like a year and a half under an engineer, basically just kind of, picking up the mediocre stuff. I never got into any real heavy design and whatnot. I was working with CNC. So, to do like setting up a big, 4x8 sheet of metal to go into the CNC metal punch. And
no, that's great. I mean, they make guitars with that stuff.
Right. Yep. So, I just never went back to it though.
Oddly enough, Jay, you're talking the exact world that I work in right now.
Yeah, and I remember talking to you out in Michigan.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about that stuff.
Yep, still doing it.
Yeah, how's that going?
Good.
You should see his house. He's doing real good.
Where do you practice? At your house?
What's that?
Where do you guys practice? At your house?
Yeah, that's where we've been practicing. Yeah, we've been practicing here. Yeah.
There you go.
In fact, we've been practicing in the room he's in right now.
That's true.
That's a very special place.
Yes.
I don't have cool guitars hanging on the wall, but yeah, it's all right. It does the job.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? You guys working on a new record?
I'm working on a list here of Spotify top listers.
Dude, 5 minutes ago, man.
Top bands. No, I mean, it's really interesting. It might have to be a hold on the show. It's that interesting.
Okay, well, let's talk about the album while you're going to keep compiling lists, and then you can tell us how we stand.
I'm down to ranking who's higher, the Popsters, Johnny 3, or the McFlys. Like, those are not...
The McFlys.
All right, well, find out about the commercials and the Huntingtons and the Queers and Screeching Weasel and the Prozacs.
I thought it was the copyrights, right?
Isn't that what I said?
Copyright
commercials? Oh, no, I meant the copyright. Sorry.
They were a mutant pop band.
Yeah.
No, okay. Commercials? Wes was in the commercials for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
Okay.
Continue, Mike.
What was I saying?
He wants to know if we're making a record.
I bought a shirt today, by the way.
Oh, Josh, good
I
job,
want
bud.
that yellow sticker. I bought the shirt because I want that yellow sticker, the big one.
Right
Yeah,
on.
man.
So you still got that?
Here's the thing, man. I put that picture up, and I don't know. I think I had that yellow sticker for. This is gonna break a lot of hearts right here, but I had that yellow sticker from like when I first joined the band, and I like probably bought it at a show, but didn't stick it on anything. Then like went on tour and like started just like taking all of our merch home with me or whatever, taking one or two copies of each. That's what we did. But like, I found all these stickers. And I was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. Maybe this will get some interest in our merch site that like doesn't get a whole lot of interest right now, And why would it? Because we haven't been playing in a while. But yeah. We sold a lot of shirts tonight because of this Facebook post that we made, and almost everybody asked for that yellow sticker, and I got one.
Awesome. What's my cut, man? What's my cut?
Well, for one thing,
Last time it was 24 cents or something like that.
I got a reply to Brian Hardy and his wife because they're blowing me up because they accidentally ordered like 5 shirts and they want their money back, but I didn't actually get any money from them. So I don't know. I got to deal with that. But
Hey, I'm paid in full. Let's do this.
Yeah. All right. So, Mike, you were telling him about possibly an album.
Oh, he asked if we were currently working on an album, and are we currently working on an album? No. But
We are in baby discussions about doing an album. Baby discussions. Josh and Mike are going to be, Josh and our drummer Chris are going to be very busy touring the world with CJ Ramon, and while they are, Mike and I are going to try to get together and see what we can't come up with.
Awesome.
So we'll see.
yeah,
That's
so
cool.
the idea would be to do another record, but we haven't started really working on it yet. So.
You know that Songs in the Key of You, which actually I didn't get that record for a long time. I don't think I even really saw it anywhere for a long time. That's an amazing record. I love that record. Sonic wise, I know you're the engineer guy. I think it's one of my favorite sounding records of yours.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
I keep it on deck for when I go in the studio.
Just to make it sound like this. Meanwhile, I'm like, man, that new Wasp album, I want it to sound like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Josh,
want it
what
to
are you
sound like
doing
the new
over there?
Kiss album, though. That's
There it is. There's the mention. There's the mention.
I got to reorganize all this stuff because you threw in the copyrights. I didn't know the copyrights needed to be on the list. So
Yes, please.
yeah, between all these bands,
I'm busy.
so Screeching Weasel's at the top of the list. Well, do you want me to do this right now? We don't have
Yes,
to.
we'll do it right now.
Go for it.
All right. So as far as Spotify listens, among random selection of pop punk bands that
And give the numbers. Don't
that
just
we
give
all
the
know.
ranking. Okay.
Sure. Screeching Weasel is at the top with 45,229 listens per month. They're at number 1. Number 2 is The Queers with 14,835. 30,000 listen drop off there, just so you know. 45,000 to 14,000. Yeah, that's pretty big. Then it goes down to actually us at 13,000.
Wow.
Not bad.
2011.
Yeah, we're like number 3.
We're
Look at my big muscles.
totally unscripted list here of random bands that I was looking at.
And where are the copyrights?
Copyrights are next, actually. Again, unscripted, but random that you said that. Copyrights are at 6,275.
Look at that. We're more than twice as popular as them 20 years later. It's amazing.
Yeah,
And they're like the biggest pop punk message board band that has ever existed. They are the #1 PPMB band. And we get more listens on Spotify.
And number 5 is Chicks Dig It at 4,096. That's 2,200 less. Number 6 would be the McCrackens. I wouldn't even look them up if you didn't mention them earlier, but they're at 39, almost 4,000.
Where are the Prozacs? Come on. Put
We're
me
way
in there.
down there somewhere.
Okay, so I'm gonna list
Bottom
the
feeder.
rest of the bands here, and I'll tell you where the Prozacs are. No, I mean that's messed up, dude. You don't want me to do that.
Go
The
for it. I have no shit. I've been doing this long enough.
You're not last. I mean, you have more than the McFlys, more than Johnny 3, more than the Popsters. Not as much as Retarded. Not as much as the Mangies. And you just barely got beat out by the Peabodys.
Oh, gee.
No. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Okay, I can handle it.
way more than the McFlys, more than Johnny 3, you know. But I mean, there's a lot more bands I could put into the list and put you like way above them. But yeah. Anyway.
I'm surprised we're the third on that list that we're that close to the Queers. I'm very surprised by that.
This is
You
a
guys are
list.
legends. Come on.
This is me going through
Apparently.
Spotify and looking at the monthly listens. I mean, anybody can do this, but you know, with the there's so many more pop punk bands that we could put, like the Sheckies, another terrible band. They get 30 listens a month.
Are they more than the Prozacs?
Prozacs get way more.
Okay. So the
I gotta
Prozacs
say-
are up to like
I gotta
90.
say though, the Sheckies are good friends of mine. I love those guys.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
big fat guy is awesome.
No, I know. I'm being a jerk. Like, I'm just being. If I wanted to listen to music, I would rather listen to Prozacs than the Sheckies. But
I would just like to point out again that the copyrights are like the biggest PPMB band that exists. Everybody over there worship those guys, and we are more than twice as popular. That's amazing. How about Dan Vapid's new band? What are they called? I got both their albums.
The
What's
Cheats.
Dan Vapid's? What?
Danny Vapid and the Cheats.
Yeah. Look up that Danny Vapid and the Cheats.
Danny Vapid. Whoa, I don't even know, man.
Danny Vapid and the Cheats. Both their albums are fantastic.
Hell yeah, they are.
Did they not? I don't know, man.
I think it might be just be called Dan Vapid and the Cheats.
It is. It is Dan Vapid.
Oh, okay, that's why. I was like, I know I've listened to this before on here. Yeah, they are. Whew, actually,
They beat us?
no. They're below the Apers.
Wow, the Apers are good. Man, the Apers have put out some really good records too. How about the Methadone? That's a classic band.
Below that Hanson Brothers band you were
We're
talking
gonna
about.
spend the next 4 hours talking about it.
No.
Dude,
I
I know.
just can't believe we're like almost the same level as the Queers. That just blows my mind. How
Well,
about the Methadones?
At 597 listens per month, and Screeching
wow.
Weasel is at 45,000.
I know, and we're at like 13,000 and something per month. Wow.
We're at
How come we
13,000
obviously you don't make much money from Spotify listens because we ain't making money from this. Maybe Tooth and Nail's making all the money.
No, we don't make money. Well, whatever. No, I mean, I'm sure.
You know what's getting all those listens, guys? You know what's getting all those listens?
all that crap that you put up.
All the old demos, man.
Oh my gosh, man.
Did you listen to that? Have you listened to that yet?
No.
Jay.
No, I haven't.
Oh, the Prime Times, the Prime Times takes, man. That's good stuff, dude. That's the demos we made before Sweet 16. It's just us like on a 4-track machine just playing, and you can just tell we're just excited to be in a band. It's a totally different feel. It's very cool.
And that's up on Spotify.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you don't listen to Spotify though.
Yeah, I don't like stream music really.
Okay, look. Hey. Oh wait, so if I send you like the download for it, you won't even care. You don't have to have an do you have an iPad?
If you send it, I can get the download.
You can put it on an iPod. You have an iPod?
I have an iPod. I just got one a couple of years ago, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So but you'll just listen to it like one time on a computer, right?
Yeah. I put it on the iPod. Or I burn a CD.
Oh, is that what you would do? Man, you are old school, man. What's your email address?
Right here.
Yeah, what's
We're
your email
live,
address?
dude. He's gonna get flooded, man. We're
He's
live.
not gonna get flooded. No one's gonna care. What's your email
No
address?
one cares. Go kart with a K. 27. Typical, right?
Oh, that's right. Oh, Mr. Screeching Weasel at what? Gmail?
Hotmail.
Oh, man. Oh, dude, you are old school. That's hilarious. That's like AOL. That's like one step up from AOL.com.
You just gave
know
your
what?
email out to millions of people all around the world.
You know
Go
what?
Cart27 at hotmail.com.
You got it. I bought
Listen.
Fun and Games in a dollar
This is-
store
For $1.
for $1, shrink wrapped.
Wow, way to go.
I don't know. Yeah.
I have
Job.
that EP too. What's that EP called?
Oh, yeah, the only one. That's Mike's mom on the cover.
Nice.
It is. That
It
was a
is.
cool picture.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys remember that band, the Hymens?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
I had to see
Man.
at one point.
They, because you guys are like talking about all these pop punk.
Do they
bands,
get
and
more
I'm like,
listens than us?
I don't know. But that greatest hits record that Winona Records put out in 2002 is so good. It's so
Really?
good. It just sounds like the Ramones if they had stayed together for 7 more years.
Yeah,
And just
dude, I
put a record
forgot
out.
about that. Now that you say that, and
It's so
I knew
good.
I knew that the question would come up with as far as how many monthly listens or whatever. But I see the album cover, and yeah, you're talking about this thing, Mike, right? Like where it's like
yeah, that's
a
wonderful.
well,
That looks-
well,
it's
you-
very
you
obvious,
froze
very
it.
clean, clear.
Yes.
Hyman, yeah.
Yes.
right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? That's what you're talking about, right? That
That's
one.
what I'm talking about. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I remember
that's
that.
a fantastic album. It's
Yeah.
really. I mean, it's not an album. It's like a collection, but it's really good.
Right.
Wow.
Well, they
I
get
will check that out.
524 listens a month, which is less than the Apers, more than the Prozacs, in that range.
Sits in the same range as Dan Babbitt and the Cheats.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So how about what else did we do? Yeah, and the real shame about Chicks Dig It is they put out their first album is like one of my all-time favorite Ramonesy punk rock albums I've ever heard. It's just so great from beginning to end. It's just fantastic, and nothing else they ever did to me even comes close.
Which one?
That album is just pure magic.
What's the
First
July?
one, man, the one that was on Sub Pop. It's
Can't
kinda like
remember.
the-
Have you listened to it recently?
What, does it not sound as good now?
I mean, here's the thing about doing a show that's on the internet forever. You tend to get into topics that you don't really want to get into.
Yeah, 'cause
I
we want
agree.
AJ on here, right? Sometime.
I agree with you that back in the day, I agree that record was just phenomenal. It's like the it's a self-titled Chicks Dig It record. It doesn't even have
Right.
a title. It's just like the
Right.
first one. But for some reason, I don't remember what it was. Nostalgia. Maybe I saw some other band that linked me to Chicks Dig It or whatever. But I went back and listened to that one and the next one after it, where there was like robots on the cover, like a kid.
That would be Born on the 4th of July.
Right.
Yeah, that one, yeah. So I listened to the first one and the Born on the 4th of July record, and while I didn't think, I didn't have like a negative view of them, I remember thinking, man, I liked these a lot better like 15 years ago.
Yeah, but that's just because we did that music for so long. You're burnt out on it. But like, look, man, I'm gonna play Great Legs right now. Great. Yeah.
Dude, that's going to get us kicked off YouTube.
No one can. You're rocking out, right? No, we can't hear it. We can't.
That's right. And I like
Right.
it
So-
anyway. Put me in my place. Put me in my place.
This
Put me
is
in
great.
my place.
I'm gonna do it at the show.
There
You
you
know what?
go.
I'm gonna present Cliff right now because he's really. There we go. So we can all talk and we'll just see him for. Oh, dang it! You stopped. Okay.
Put me in
So-
my place. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
I enjoyed it.
Hey,
Wait, could you hear
you
that?
know what?
Not really.
No, we
how
couldn't
could you
hear
guys
that.
just in my headphones? How could you guys hear it? I mean, other than me not
Well,
singing.
because you sang it exactly the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly. But man, that's great. That's like it just sonically it sounds so good. All the pieces are in the right place. It just has so much energy and wonderfulness. And all the other records that they ever made, they don't come together like that album did. Like the way the drums sounded, any other albums are not the same. Just everything is beautifully perfect on that whole record. Great.
They re-recorded those albums too.
I know, and they re-recorded that album, and it's like,
I haven't heard it.
no, it's not anywhere. How could you that would be like the Ramones redoing the first Ramones album. That would have been a disaster too. And it's like it's sonically perfect. It's just great. I wish we had one record that sounded as good as the first Chick Sticker record.
Dude,
Sonically.
I mean, not to get all crazy off topic or on topic on this topic or whatever, but the Scene to Shining Scene record, that sounded really good, man.
It doesn't have the energy, and it's not mixed as well. It's not mastered as well. Nothing about it is as good.
That first record, I try to listen to it now. I can't listen to it.
What?
I can't listen to it.
How can you not listen to it? It's like
I don't know.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
like the Shining Scene, man.
Jay,
Yeah.
cut in whenever you want. This is how this show goes.
Yeah,
We
Jay,
get on
what
the
do you
topic.
think?
I'm listening. I'm just listening right now.
What do you think?
We get
What's
on the
best
topic
Chick
and we
Sticker
just
record?
go.
I think the first two Chick Sticker albums are, to be honest, like as far as recordings go, I don't know if I analyze it as much, but I think Scene from Shining Sheen sounds good too, and it's definitely not.
A little bit later, yeah.
You know, the next one that they did years later, Pink Razors. Have you even heard that one?
Yeah, not as
I
good.
like that one, but I went back and listened to it, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it kind of eats your ears a little bit. It's like buzzy, tingy, high-endy kind of.
And the one they did after that was actually sounds like it should have been their first record that was poorly recorded and
The
sucky.
Subways?
Was that the EP?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like the bass is so loud you can't even take it.
So I'm
It's just
saying,
like,
and that's their most recent. That should have been their first record. You know.
Those first two albums rip. I think they both are like.
Yep. The first one is still. It's like the first one, and then the first Darlington album after they stopped being called Mess, and it was just that Darlington one. It's the album they had when we were on tour with them. I just still freaking love that album. It's like pure magic from beginning to end. There's no weak spots. Everything about that first Darlington album is just wonderful. And then that first Chick Sticker record. Oh my gosh, amazing.
Darlington, I remember the first time I saw them, and they were playing with the Queers at the Elvis Room in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and they had the posters hanging. Never heard of them. I was expecting like a goth band or something.
Oh, because the bass player was all.
Yeah, it was Spice Speech, whatever her name was, and they were singing along to the songs first while you're watching for the first time. It was amazing.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome. But yeah, that's a good record.
So,
Mike, you were making a really great point though about we're on a show and you end up saying things you wish you wouldn't have said. I of course do that all the time, but
It's not. It's you want to be honest, but in the same breath, you don't want people to look at it and say, "Man, those guys are jerks." I mean, like me, I back when those Chick Stickets record came out, I played them constantly. I thought they were great, and I just went back and listened to them recently, and I'm thinking, now, years and years and years, decade plus later, I just don't think it's that great. And
the first one even?
Yeah. I don't know.
This is no fun. That's so awesome.
I feel
listen
like
to it and I'm just like,
you're into the sonically, everything sounds great. Mike and I might be more into the song. This particular song is better. I thought there's Louise and me. That's a better song to me way better song than Hemp Hemp Hooray. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she's got a great attitude, and I like it anyway. Put me in my place. Great. And the thing is too look, I will say this, okay? I know I might be saying the other records are never anywhere near as good, but that's you could say that about a lot of bands. The Queers had two records that are just so way up there to me, just way, way, way up there, and everything else nowhere near as good, and yet they're one of my favorite bands. But to me, it's if you make even one album, any band, just being able to make one album that hits people all over the world as just being awesome, even for a little while, that's tremendously awesome. That's totally cool to me. So it's not a cut down at all if I say, hey, I didn't dig the newest Queers album, but they did this and they did this, and then that Live Suck This is the best live album of all time, and you know what I mean? It's just I think it's great. I mean, yeah, I mean, we put out a ton of records, and the fact that one or two of them have meant something to a certain amount of people and changed them, and they still to this day love it. It's just I even if they didn't like anything else, I still look at that as being like that's an accomplishment. So.
So much of it's when you hear it too.
What?
Well, no, you know, when you hear something for the first time, you know, like when you're hearing shit like in the 90s, and then say you're getting into Screeching Weasel in 2002, it's a different experience, and you see it differently than, you know, when we were listening to Boogada and Brain Hurt and...
But Boogada?
Yeah.
Brain Hurts?
I mean, obviously Brain Hurt.
Yeah, my Brain Hurt's awesome. Still awesome to this day.
Boogada's got some classic songs on it, but it's not an album.
Crap.
It's not an But no, my Brain Hurts is obviously... Well, actually, Wiggles got some of my favorite songs, too.
To me, My Brain Hurts is where Screeching Weasel started being a band.
No, that's
Everything else before that, there might have been a couple songs here or there, but total garbage compared from that album on. And then Wiggle would have been really, really great if they wouldn't have messed it all up in the mixing, you know.
Yeah.
But, man, it's so good. And that's one band that's just made tons of records that have just been so fantastic from beginning to end. So, I mean, it's just like, wow. So.
Especially in recent years.
Well, dude, yeah, their newest album, that thing is fantastic. Just great. Yeah.
And you know, and side note of that, the latest I guess Riverdale's record was freaking amazing as well. Tarantula.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome.
My favorite Riverdale's will still be their second album, Storm the Streets, because it just, you know, all this stuff. Because then after that album, the albums that they made, like the next album was a lot better when it got remixed and re-released again. But then the two albums that they made after that were more recent are cool, but they're all talking about, like, the songs are about like TV shows that I don't understand or know about, and so I just can't get into them as much.
All right.
You know.
I'm still a self-titled guy. The self-titled is my favorite.
Yeah, I love those songs, but it just you can't hear any drums, and it's just like, man, dude, what are you doing? But the songs are great on that album, totally great. In fact, that first Riverdale's album, was a huge influence on us too.
Yeah.
Huge.
I feel like I've been getting more of that influence lately now than I had in the past.
Just like a whole song of just nothing but two chords. Yeah, man.
Well, I've been doing a lot of that, but just that, you know, and the little slides and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like Vapid's one of my absolute songwriters.
Bass playing, you mean?
No, I'm saying the songwriter.
Where he takes his vocal. Yeah, I agree.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Riverdale's.
Dude. Hey, did you look up Squirt Gun?
Squirt Gun?
Yeah. They probably. I bet they'll have like 500 or 600. I bet they're going to be about the same.
I don't know about Squirt Gun, but I'm gonna agree with Josh on Tarantula for the Riverdale's record, man. I'm like thinking back about that. That's got some great.
No,
songs.
I know the songs on both of those newest albums. They're really good. It's just the fact that they're about things that I can't get into, whereas Storm the Streets, I can get into that more.
It also, you know, with the Spotify, just to clarify with the Spotify thing, if you only have, like, Riverdale's have, like, one record on Spotify. Screeching Weasel is atop all of these bands that we're talking about. But they only have, like, 2 records on Spotify, 2 or 3. Squirt Gun has 3 records on there. Squirt Gun's at 2,085 monthly listens. To compare that, Copyright 6,200, Chickstick at 4,096. So, I mean, McCracken.
So with our 13,000 though, we have like 10 records up there.
We have a lot of records up there, and like, then you think about all the songs that are on there.
Because all of our albums have like 1 million songs.
1 million, yeah, that's a lot. I mean, you know, the Prozacs, I think I saw 2 records and a split with Johnny 3 was up on there.
What do we got? 3 plays?
No, you guys had monthly listens on average, like over 60. It's a lot.
There you go. That's 60 more than 0. I'm cool.
Yep.
More than Johnny 3, more than McFly's. Like I said, the Peabodys had 70.
So way to make me feel bad about
I'm
having
excited to
13,000 average listens a month, almost the same as the Queers. Thanks a lot, man.
The
We
Queers
only have that many listens because we have so many albums on there.
Right, the Queers have 14,800.
How many albums do they have on there?
They have a lot because they have a lot of remastered stuff too.
And
Listen,
so Screeching
guess
Weasel
what?
only has 3 albums up there?
No, they have a lot of records up there, and they have a lot of remastered stuff. You know,
Yeah, but
they
how about
remastered
Screeching
all
Weasel?
No, Weasel only has. Man, listen. While I'm doing this, I want you guys to think about this. You kids at home, think about this. Right now, you don't see Mike on the screen there. He's gone, right? You see the cowboy? That's because Mike is posting the link to join live. So if you're listening and watching right now, well, you'd be watching, I guess, because it's not a podcast. It's a video thing. And there's probably, who knows, at least 1 million people watching. You can actually go to our Facebook, the Absolute Awesome Show Facebook page, .com or whatever, and click on the link that Mike is posting right now, and you can join the show, and you can ask us whatever you want, and you can complain and be like, you guys are idiots. Why would you even say that about the Peabodys? They're the best band and stuff, you know. That's what's happening right now. So what was your question, Cliff? Screeching Weasel?
Yeah, how many albums do they have up there?
They have 4 albums. They have Television City, Bark Like a Dog, They have 3 albums. They have 2 versions of Television City Dream, Bark Like a Dog, and First World Manifesto. And I know that Ben is not happy about any of them being on there.
Really?
Yeah, he's not into the free streaming. Well, even though you pay for it, you know. I think he has the whole same mindset that, like, you know.
So their new album is not on there?
No. The most recent one is First World. That's why. And to his credit, he's the last artist that actually paid money to listen to their music. But that was the last record I bought.
Do you have to pay to sign up on Spotify?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He has
it's $10 a month.
Subscription where he pays $10 a month and can listen to anything he wants on there.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, almost anything though. You know, I did give Ben my money to buy his record when
Including
he
the Peabodys,
bought.
right?
Huh?
Including the Peabodys?
Peabodys are on there.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, but the thing is you and a lot of other people like you listen to Spotify almost exclusively. So you might have Ben's newest album, but you don't listen to it very often because it's not on Spotify. So in the end, it hurts him because he's not able to, the music is not getting out there. And if that's the current delivery system, no matter what you think of that delivery system, you need to get on board with that delivery system to get your music to the most amount of people, which is why I want as many of our albums on there as possible.
I agree. Totally agree.
Hey, Matt's here.
Matt's here. We got
Who's
a new
Matt?
guest. We haven't opened this up to the public in a while. Matt, you're
I
the
know.
first guy that's been joined. Well, there's no video yet. I don't even know if he's there, but first guy that's joined us because we haven't opened this up for a long time.
Probably didn't need to, right?
So, you know, you haven't seen us in a really long time. We're going to be really up against it to make sure we really deliver the goods on when we play with you guys. You're driving all that way to play the show, and Josh didn't even think it was important enough to come to band practice last week. How about that?
Man, you're one of those guys?
He's one of those guys, man. It was just me, Mike, and the drummer, Chris, who doesn't think it's important enough to be here tonight.
You got Spotify.
He does.
You can listen to the records that are up there.
Just listen to it. You know, Get Lost is on Spotify. All I gotta do is put up Spotify and listen. Dude, why am I paying $10? Why is Spotify not paying me at this point?
So are you playing Get Lost and that's it?
We're playing to Get Lost in its entirety, and then when it's done, if people want to hear more, then we've got some other stuff some old standards will come out and play. If they've heard enough, then we'll be done.
So I don't know if we're gonna play our Pool Party ripoff song.
Cool. You should play some Huntington's covers. That'd be fun.
I don't know any.
Well, your own songs are Huntington's covers.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's funny because Bill McCracken, we did a song that ripped off Pool Party. The intro is very similar. I didn't even realize it until maybe a year after the song was recorded. And then Bill McCracken, the McCrackens covered the same song. So the intro is the same. That kind of like din din digga 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 digga.
Right. So is it D.A.?
I don't know that stuff.
Really?
I don't know.
You don't know your chord names?
Dude, I told you I'm not a tech guy. I know some.
Tech guy's not a tech guy. That's knowing how to play guitar a little bit.
I don't know how to play guitar.
What's the song called?
Double feature.
Double feature. Double feature.
Hey Matt, what's up, dude?
Not too much. What's going on?
Hanging out, man. How you been, man?
Oh Jesus.
Been okay. Jay's not happy to see me, I don't think.
Why not?
Look at you.
I don't know.
Did you sleep at all?
Yeah, no, I finally slept.
Yeah. You want to tell them about our studio session yesterday?
Sure.
I didn't tell them about it.
You're not telling us about
Are
it.
you touching yourself?
All right. No, that's all right. It's weird. I have a super bad delay. I'll talk about it.
Wait. First, who are you and where are you at?
I'm Jay's drummer.
Okay.
No, you're not my drummer. You drum for the Prozacs. Come on.
Anyway.
My drummer.
So so yesterday in the studio we did a couple of Teenage Bottle Rocket tunes actually.
Cool.
And then
You recorded
I actually
them?
got to sing lead vocals for the first time ever. So that was cool.
Awesome. I still can't believe your singer who plays guitar doesn't know the name of his chords.
No, he doesn't know anything.
We get it, John. You know how hard it is when I bring in these guys that know how to play guitar, and they're like, "What key is it?" I'm like, "It's over here, dude. It's right here. That one, that fret, this right here. See it? I can't. I don't talk.
Doesn't that make it difficult for you to
it's
teach
work
somebody a
guitar,
song?
right?
Yeah, they got the records.
It's all right, man. The Ramones didn't know it either. It's all good.
The Ramones, Johnny Ramone knew what his chord names were.
I'm gonna try.
I know the strings. I
It's
know the strings. I know the E. We're good.
What's after that?
Bunch of shit.
It's
Hey, I'm not gonna pretend. I don't know shit. I don't even try to learn.
That's cool. But your drummer was telling us about the studio.
Yeah, let him talk. Go ahead, Matt. What's up?
So
yeah. So what was the question?
He's telling us about when he was in the studio.
right,
Oh, yeah.
yes. So I got to sing a little bit yesterday for the first time. I really hurt my throat a lot. I've never really done it before, so it's kind of a new experience. And yeah, so it was pretty fun. We did a pretty productive day.
Hey, why don't you tell them about Stiletto Bomb? We put down tracks for that. I didn't really talk about Stiletto Bomb much.
Yeah, no. So Stiletto Bomb, we recorded, I think, 6 songs yesterday.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard that stuff yet, but I think it came out okay. I don't know.
My wife sings. My wife
songs,
sings in Stiletto
and
Bomb.
Jay doesn't know what keys they're in.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Dude, leave him alone. That's all right.
There's a lot of like dot or no dot at practice.
It's punk rock, man.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's like,
Yeah.
play the second dot. No, play down. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey,
My
he gets a lot
4-year-old
done. I gotta give him credit
gonna-
though.
But what's funny about that is that means you're actually a lot more in tune with the thought process behind what's that fancy schmancy music? The theory. Like, you're actually, without even realizing it, you're much more in tune with musical theory than me, who knows the chord names and stuff but don't know jack about theory. Mike knows all of it, but you know more about theory by accident than I do, but you know.
I getcha. So I wanted to mention my wife, Andrea, she sings in Stiletto Bomb as well.
Oh, show us a picture.
Oh, hold on. Right here.
Go get her and hold her in front of the camera like
Exactly.
you did.
Awesome.
Ah!
What?
You
Where?
What?
You got to
Hold
talk.
on. Let me present. Hold on. There we go.
You could look her up online. You know.
Nice CBGB's hat.
Yeah, nice kissing.
I got it at CBGB's.
She looks like she would be a babe. I sort of can't tell from that picture. It's just a side view.
You want me to get her up here? I don't know if she's watching or not.
Yeah, get her up here. Bring her on up.
She's probably not watching.
If you're watching, Andrea, come on up.
It's going to be on like a 50-second delay.
Right,
by the way.
like Bob Barker says, come on down.
Hey, speaking about the whole like not knowing the name of the chords things, Jay and Matt, I think is your name Matt?
Yes.
I didn't see Matt. Yeah, okay. So you guys don't know this guy, but Cliff and Josh will. Steve Sorrow is that guy. Like,
yeah.
Not know if you say, okay, this song goes A E D, he's gonna look at you like I don't have any idea what you're talking about. You need to tell me.
I think he might have recently learned that stuff though.
He may have, but back when.
But I remember when he did those Huntington shows where he played guitar before I got into town.
Yeah.
And he played all the songs and he didn't know anything. It was all, but it's just crazy. It's crazy. I don't even understand how you do that.
Yeah, when we got together, him and Rick and another person or two got together to try to do like this project that we were working on like a bunch of years ago. Whenever we would bring songs together, you'd have to physically tell him, okay, put your hand here, put your hand here, put your hand here. He had no idea what the chords were, and like you said, maybe in the time since then he's sort of learned that, but he had no interest in knowing that. It was like, nope, don't care, just tell me what to do.
Well, for him also there was a sort of a pride that he did everything he did without knowing how to do it. He kind of took that as a sense of self-pride. Is that how you are, Jay?
I don't know. I wouldn't say.
You actually try to buck the system purposefully, like I don't even want to learn the names of the chords because I like the fact that I do it this way. It makes me feel like I'm different or something.
I think I just don't want to put the time into it.
I have to give you credit for magnificently writing so many albums worth of songs, but not learning anything in that time.
I'm no Jeff Blood.
Pretty impressive.
It is impressive. And you took the time to buy a Soldano head for $1,300. You didn't take the time to learn A, E, and D.
I want to sound good. I sound good.
That's awesome.
I also have to Soldano, because we played with Squirt Gun a few times, and so I backlined off of them.
And you were like, oh, that sounds so good.
Oh yeah,
that's the album we used on Fun and Games in High School Rock. That's the same head.
When we were in Sonic, we on the Grand Prix, we did an EP and a 7-inch out of the session, and we had the keyboards that were used on your High School Rock album, and we used a Soldano head.
But did T. Kettle Jones play on your album?
Where's the cricket spot?
Was that Mass?
I can answer that question by saying no.
That was Mass?
Kettle Jones means it's Mass Giorgini playing that little crappy Casio keyboard.
Yeah, yeah.
The Casio tone.
Did we credit that? I don't even remember. I remember the T, and then I don't remember. I remember the name, and I couldn't remember if it was Mass or.
Yep.
But I don't even remember who played the keys. I'm not,
it wouldn't be T. Kettle Jones unless Mass played.
You know what? Mass wasn't there.
Well, then it wasn't T. Kettle Jones.
Mass came in and out. Actually, Screeching Weasel, Teen Idols the night we went in, Teen Idols had left that day. They were recording Pucker Up. And then the day we left, Screeching Weasel started working on Teen Punks and Heat.
Awesome. Dude, you're like, that puts you in a pretty nice sandwich spot, dude.
Yeah, what the hell happened to us?
But you know what, man? I mean, not everything that came out of Sonic Urbana went gold. The only reason that we became known is because we were on a label called Tooth and Nail Records that a lot of people could see our records for very many years back when that sort of thing was important. Had it not been for that, we would have never got beyond Christian bookstores or what was that old punk rock zine back then called? No, the real big famous one.
HM?
Punk Plan something or?
No, the zine, the big zine. And the guy died 10 years ago. Punk something. It was like the big important thing to be in.
Oh, like in the general world of things?
Yeah.
Punk
I know what you're
Planet.
talking about.
Maximum Rock and Roll.
That's it. Yeah, Maximum
Yeah.
Rock and Roll.
There
So
you go.
like,
Oh,
we
you
would
had
we would
you had a
have,
review.
you know how many bands were featured in Maximum Rock and Roll and act like, and Maximum Rock and Roll would talk them up and act like they were the biggest thing in the whole world and it was so awesome, and no one had any clue who they were, because Maximum Rock and Roll was very important to the intelligentsia, but they didn't actually move records. And because we were featured in Maximum Rock and Roll twice, we got really good reviews for both of our first two records, and then as soon as we got into the nail, we were outcasted from Maximum Rock and Roll, and then they suddenly talked about us like we were crap, but then we started selling records. We didn't care. So, yeah.
I got High School Rock in a used bin.
There you go.
I flipped my shit. To be honest.
Did you
Total
get
fanboy. I
the
flipped
live
my shit
album?
on that record.
Our
Yep.
live album is actually our biggest selling album.
The live album's awesome too.
Thank you.
Very awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. Jay introduced me to all this stuff back in like 2005 when I joined
Right.
Jay. So I didn't really know anything about the pop punk world until I started hanging out with Jay. Jay showed me so much stuff.
And you're like, man, this stuff is not really that much different from like 80s metal. It's like you take out the guitar solos, same thing.
Well,
And
it was
You're
like,
right. You know what's funny? Because I listened to 80s metal when growing up because my mom had all Poison and Def Leppard and all that stuff.
You better believe it.
And it took me learning punk and coming back and being like, exactly, like Ramones, holy shit, like the harmonies and all that crap, Fuck yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
well,
Sorry,
like
Matt, I cut
Wait,
you off.
say that again. Say that again.
Hey,
I'm
Cliff,
what?
you are so right probably a little bit of the time.
Don't forget that, Mike and Josh.
But that time
I'm
happens right now. We're talking about the now.
Right now,
Tomorrow.
I'm right.
Right here, right now, you are right.
Right here, right now.
well, it was kind of weird because I listened to
Yeah, that was
Green
it.
Day. I listened to Green Day 2 around like '94, but I was like way younger, and I just kept listening. It's been like it's almost over 20 years now. But I started like working backwards, sort of through history with like pop punk and stuff. So for me,
Yeah,
it
you
was.
hit 30. Did you hit 30 yet?
I'll be 30. I'll be 30 this year.
Well, dude, Jay, check this out. Check this out. When we get done here, go listen to that Green Day album, and listen to the song "Long View." Same thing as Poison. I Want Action. Same thing. I want action tonight. Same thing. Same thing.
Yep. I just listened to the greatest hits not too long ago.
Well, Poison?
The Poison, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you don't listen to the greatest hits. Just the Poison's greatest hits is called "Look What the Cat Dragged In." Just
Yeah,
buy
I
that album.
have
Listen to that album from beginning to end. It's like a punk rock album. It's fantastic. From beginning to end, great.
I listened to all that stuff. Molly, I listened to Theater of Pain all through, like, middle school for some
There's a
reason.
couple good songs on that, but man, the album before that, Shout At the Devil, incredible. Beginning to end, so good. Yep. And that Hanoi Rocks, man, they were so good. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I never listened to them.
dude.
I've got one of the Michael Monroe albums now, which is really
Yeah,
good.
those Michael Monroe albums are his solo albums. They just sound like Hanoi Rocks. They're great too.
Right?
I was very happy I found pop punk music though because I was listening to like Korn and stuff back then too.
Oh my
so.
gosh, you should be embarrassed to say that.
Yeah, no, I am. But I mean, it kind of pulled. It cured me, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That fucking 311 sticker on your drum head. Remember that bad boy?
oh, all right. So I had a 311 sticker.
Photoshop.
I had a 311 sticker on my bass drum for one of the first years I was in the band. And we played a show where we took this picture, and he wanted to make a poster out of it. And he refused to let the 311 sticker be in the poster, so he photoshopped it out and put a Misfits sticker over it.
So you're trying to say Jay was a poser?
Jay, no, I'm trying to say that Jay was very controlling about our image, and he couldn't accept the fact that I didn't have only punk rock stickers on my drum set.
No, it doesn't have to be punk rock, but it was 311.
Right. It's not his fault though. If you're a kid and you live with mom and dad and you're allowed to listen to MTV, you know what I mean, a little bit, and you don't have cool friends telling you who the cool bands are, then you're not. or you think your cool friends that are telling you who the crappy bands are cool, then
Right.
you're kind of, you can't help it. You're kind of in that,
How old are you,
and until
Matt?
you get older and you discover some things. But he's here. He made it.
I'm not ashamed. I still listen to 311 though. I still do.
Fine. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, dude. Wait, I thought you were like. All right. So I assume. I mean, we've met before, right?
Yeah, I was in Michigan, and
Yeah.
Okay.
That was when we first met him.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've been playing with Jay. I've been playing with Jay since I was 18.
Okay.
So it's been quite a long time.
It is a long time.
Yeah.
Do you remember the show in Michigan?
Yes, I was actually wearing. That's where I bought the Johnny 3 Obama T-shirt at that show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's one of, so that was the
Is
Grand
that
Rapids.
was that like the debut of that shirt? Is that where?
Maybe. It was the first time I'd seen them since.
I never got it. I didn't get it.
That. Shoot, man. What was that thing called?
Spotify?
Nowhere Fest?
Nowhere Fest. Yeah.
Nowhere Fest. Yeah.
Nowhere Records.
Ryan
Nowhere.
Root.
Yeah. So
he
and
put,
then
he put out Punk Sounds on CD.
Yes.
yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
And then,
He put out a record with. He put out our album on LP.
Oh, did he?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun show, man. That whole weekend, and it was cool. Cody from the Lone Indians came down. He watched our set.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Rick played drums for us at that show. We drove all that way to play that. We were there for a couple of days, and
No, we flew out.
I drove. Oh yeah, you guys flew, and I drove. I had to drive all the equipment. Me and Christy drove in. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Now, were you guys there for the sloppy seconds? They got
No,
shut
we
down?
left. We left before then.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Not as awesome
Yeah.
as us, though. We were.
Oh no, you
awesome.
guys were awesome too. And then wait, didn't we?
I'm just kidding, Mike.
Wait, didn't we play with you? You were at one of the InSub Fests too, weren't you? In like 2010.
Yeah, we played in Baltimore. Yep.
Yeah.
Did we play that one?
2010. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, we played at the same time as the copyright, so that went really well for us.
Why do I not remember that?
That was the big PP. That's the big PPMB fest, man. That's like
Yeah.
everybody that has ever been on the, and that's got to really upset all those poor people that now they're just all they got is a Facebook page.
Hey, listen.
They don't have that message board anymore. They're all bummed out. All they got is a Facebook page.
I'm just gonna say this because Mike texted me and told me this, but so Mike, he put the link out there, I guess, on the Facebook page or whatever. He also put it on the Pop Punk message board, right, Mike?
I
Yes,
did.
it was on there.
Hey,
It's on there.
they can come on here and talk trash with me. I'm fine with it.
They can. They're not
They've
gonna.
given
because
me
they don't.
so much trash over the years, man. You have no idea the level of what those people have said. And
I know.
I don't care.
The internet isn't.
I haven't seen it, and so I haven't been on that. I didn't even know it was still around. First of all, and then
Bingo, and that's the magic word right there. We're still around. You didn't even know that they were still around.
I didn't.
That's a big deal.
Well,
But I knew if they were still around, they're not going to come on a video podcast because
that's because it's
Except for
less-
this isn't a
less
video
dominant.
podcast.
Yeah,
This is
sure.
a TV show.
Remember that guy?
This is
Worldwide,
not a video
baby.
podcast. This is a
Worldwide.
TV show.
the internet becomes slightly less anonymous when you have to show your face. So
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
true. And so, like, if it's not as if we don't give them the opportunity to come in because the join link is there, and if they want to come in and say something, they're welcome to.
And that's what I used to say to them even back then, back when they would say all this stuff to be like me and Ben Weasel and all this kind of stuff that they would say, is I would say, you know what? I know who you are. You're the people, you're like the two guys, super nerdy guys that come to the punk show, stand in the back corner, and you watch us play and you think it's so awesome, and then when we're done, you come up to us and tell us how awesome we are, and you're so excited to meet us, and then you go and you're all, and then you start talking your trash, but you're the same guys that came up to us to tell us how awesome we were there in person, and that's really, I'm probably not making a lot of sense, but that's okay, but that's genuinely who those people are. They just hide behind that, and they're not willing to come out and be real at all. And they're like a reputation on a message board is the most important thing to them, which must really suck for them now because all they have is a Facebook page.
No, I completely agree with you because there are the people that will stand there and watch the entire set and kind of like glad hand afterwards, and then they will talk crap. And if you don't want to be there, don't be there. Like
Right.
if you're just gonna talk crap about it afterwards, don't go. Like or just leave the room. Like I'd rather you leave the room and not whine about it afterwards. It's I actually told someone to get out of our show once because I was really pissed off. Like this kid was just sitting down in the middle of the floor, like texting on his phone while we were playing. And I was like, "What's up?" I had a microphone. I was like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "I'm just bored." I was like, "You could go then if you're that bored. You could leave." Like,
Did he leave?
no, he just kind of laughed like I was kidding, and I wasn't.
We
but-
wanted to stick around for the hardcore bands playing after us.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, but
That's
I'm not
that's
normally
always
like
fun
that.
playing for totally wrong crowds. That's always difficult. We've all had our share of that.
Jay swore at my high school when we played my high school, and I got really mad at him. We weren't supposed to shit.
I once gave the finger and said "F you" to in a room where that was like the whole audience left, and this was a long time ago, and there was only 6 people left. But unbeknownst to me, our other guitarist's mom was in there, and it came to this point in the song where it stopped, and I never did it again. In fact, Mike got so mad at me at the time, he hit me with his guitar. He tried to fire me after the show. He almost fired me after the show. I almost got
Okay. I'd hate to cut it short, but I'm actually going to go take off, and I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the show. I'll be watching.
Nice to see you on here, Matt. Thank you, sir.
It was nice.
Good job, Jay. You weren't that terrible.
All right.
Yeah.
We practice on Sunday, right?
Oh, gone.
good
He's
job.
like, yeah, I didn't hear, man. I didn't know we were practicing.
I know.
We gotta work on pool feature, double party, whatever.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Right on. That's like I'm a freight broker. I sell truckloads to I hook up anyway. So that's what I do, and sometimes you don't or the other person hangs up the phone, but then you remember something else, or they're in the middle of hanging up the phone, then you remember something else quickly you got to say, and then you try to say it, but then they hung up, and then you feel embarrassed in the moment, and you keep saying it as if they can hear you. Anybody ever do that?
Yes.
I do that sometimes. So it's kind of like, oh. But anyway.
It's really bad when you've gone on for like a minute.
Then it gets real bad. Yeah.
You're like shit. Next time you tell, what's the last thing you remember me saying? And then you really feel like shit. Anyhow,
Right. That's true. Hey, your Strat, is that an American made or is it Mexican?
it's Mexican.
Yeah, dude. There's some really good Mexican Strats out there. There's some really bad ones, but some really really good ones. What year is that?
I think it's 2001.
Okay, that would have been in the time period when every single one they made had the right contours and everything. Then before in the 90s, the Mexican Strats were real big and blocky and weird. And then recently they've started where the contours aren't always right. So but you don't even, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I'm a super gear nerd. So I'll be the first to admit that.
My the guy playing guitar in Stiletto Bomb, Jeff, he's got 29 guitars.
Holy moly! I bet he's not married.
No, he's married. He's got a little boy.
Wow.
Wait, but he shows up to practice with like a new head, like every few months. He probably has 5 or 6 heads. He's got at least 8 cabinets, all full size, all legit.
Does he have like a mansion that he puts all this instruments in?
No. He's got a little room. I was crazy. Like when I first started hanging out with him, and I went in his house, I counted all the guitars were hanging on the wall, a couple acoustics, and it was just like, and I counted at the time 27 or 28 electrics. Insane.
Wow.
I don't know what he's got now. I haven't been in his guitars.
What do you do with that many guitars?
I don't know. I realize I have 5 guitars now. I mean, I really play 1 or 2, and
yeah. Well, yeah. You've got those 2 behind you, and then you got the Daisy Rock. What else you got?
I got another Daisy Rock I bought off Christy Darlington. It's like a semi-hollow body. you know, kind of a cleaner sounding thing. Again, I'm not a tech guy. I don't play with pedals. I don't do any of that shit.
Right.
You know, but
I don't either. I just plug in my amp and I want one good tone all the time. Right.
So between the Daisy and the Strat, like I said, the Strat's got the Invader, the Daisy's actually the Daisy Rock that I showed you has the detonator. It's like it's the same thing as a Invader, pretty much. It's like a Duncan design.
Okay.
They stock. That's what they use. The Duncan design is what they stock all those Daisy Rocks with.
Right.
But yeah, I go between those. But Jeff, yeah, I mean he's got a couple 800s. He had a Splawn. He had Black Stars, Angle, all this stuff. He's a metal guy though. He's kind of more of he's like a metal. Yeah, he's not like a pop punk kind of guy.
But he's in your band?
Yeah, Stiletto Bomb's a little different. It's pretty much it's kind of like the Prozacs, but we're doing like a little bit edgier, harder stuff. But then we got Andrea singing. We both sing, so we got the male-female thing going on.
Do you play guitar in it too?
Yeah, I play guitar.
And you have to teach everybody all the songs. No, just put your hand here. It goes like this, and then this, and then this.
We're actually doing more writing as a band.
So, oh no, that means you're like. Then they say just play a G. What? Huh? Where does my hand go?
For the first time in 18 years, we have a song that I didn't write, and I'm not singing it. So I'm just like.
You're like completely lost.
I'm like background rhythm, because he'll put like 12 guitar tracks when we get in the studio. So I'm just like, I'm that faint noise in the background playing the chords that I don't even know what they are.
That's awesome.
I'm on the dot. I'm off the dot. Unless I go over here, I'll be back on the dot. And that's about it. I talk a lot of dots.
The third dot, the fourth dot. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's like music theory. Music theory is like each chord is given a name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah.
So it's like E, G is 2, E is 1, G is 2. No, F is 1, or F is 2, G is 3, 4 is A, 5 is B, 6 is C, 7 is D. So 7 chords, I'm sorry. So there's 7 numbers. And they just give the numbers. And like a lot of like church worship bands use that number system because church bands always use those stupid capos. I hate capos. Ugh. Hate it. It's like they do that so they can just play the same 3 cheesy chords anywhere and they just move the capo. It's like, why don't you just play the chord where you want to be? But anyway, right. But so they always think in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can't even think like that. It's like just give me the chords, man.
I've tried to show songs before to a couple dudes in the past, and it's like they're talking all chords and numbers and whatever, and they're like, this isn't gonna work. That's not gonna work. This won't. I'm like, I'm playing it. I'm singing it. If I can sing it, then I can play it on a fucking guitar. If it's working with a vocal, it's gonna work on the guitar. And it's like, well, no, this chord and this chord they don't go together. This doesn't work.
No, that's a bunch of bullcrap. That guy they don't know what they're talking about.
No, so it's it's like, no, you can do this. There's no real rule. If it sounds good, it sounds good.
Right.
About it.
Yep. That's because they're trapped in the theory in that part of music theory that says this chord goes with this and blah blah blah. But no, there's lots of punk rock songs where you're playing all kinds of crazy flats and stuff that you don't know. But you're usually those are usually for riffs, not for singing over as much. But do whatever you want. It's punk rock. There are no rules in punk rock. That's the whole beauty of it.
It's cool, like the copyrights. I don't know if you've actually listened to them.
I have everything they've ever put out.
I love, and I've adapted a little bit. How they go into those just you wouldn't expect, like the opposite direction with a chord, and
right. They got that Midwest sound that is like a super popular version of emo, but without the emo sound. It's hard to explain, but it's a certain Midwest sound that Screeching Weasel does not have. Screeching Weasel they don't do that. They're from the Midwest, but they don't do the Midwest sound at all. But the copyrights totally have the Midwest sound in a lot of their songs.
And that's cool.
You know what I mean, right?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, those little weird chords I think it's awesome. But, a lot of people, they want the straight ahead cookie cutter, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Plenty of bands that do that.
What was that?
There's plenty of bands that do that.
Oh yeah. But no, that's cool. That's unique, and that might sound weird when you're trying to show it to somebody and see like that's weird, but put in context.
So with you not knowing about chords and stuff, and you have to learn a cover song, what do you do?
I don't do covers.
Oh.
What do I do? The few covers I just.
Do you just play covers wrong, or?
No, I sit there and just.
You probably figure it out by ear, right?
I just have to figure it out by ear, and I'm sure maybe like I won't have the phrasing right. Maybe maybe when you're. Again, I don't. If you're playing it higher up on the neck, or you play you're playing an alternate phrasing of the same chord. It's maybe I'm messed up there. We played Strangle You, Screeching Weasel. I'm gonna strangle you, and the way I played it.
It's a great song.
And I had another.
That's from my favorite Screeching Weasel album.
Yeah. What was that?
That's my favorite Screeching Weasel album.
We recorded that song. We did a cover of it. I never even recorded a cover song until recently. But anyways, yeah, I just learned them by ear. I've had melodies in my head and vocals, and I would sit there for 45 minutes trying to find where these damn chords are, and it'll come up. It's like 2 chords, and all that melody's over like 2 chords, and I'm like killing myself trying to find it. But whatever.
Right? But then once you finally find it, you're like, so awesome. You feel like accomplished.
On the Doubtfire album, we each did a cover song. Bill did a song by Michael Monroe.
What's the song called?
Sensory. Well, it's off that album.
Sensory Overdrive.
Yeah, that was
It's
the
off
album.
that album.
Why can't I think of the song? I can't even think of the song title.
Or here, I'll give you the song titles from that album, and you can tell me which one it is.
It's pretty
All right.
dumb. I can't think of it.
Michael Monroe, man. Michael. That's a new album, though. I'm surprised he did a cover song that was brand new like that. Michael Monroe, Sensory Overdrive. So, was it Trick of the Wrist?
Nope.
78?
Nope.
Got Blood?
Nope.
Superpowered Superfly?
That's the one. It was just brainstorming me.
That's cool.
But it came out amazing. But so he did that when I picked Let My Love Open the Door, Pete Townsend.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So and it's a simple song, but even there, when I finally got out to Vancouver, the way I was playing it and the way where Bill was playing it was 2 different places. It was a little bit different.
And did he make you play it his way?
I played it his way. He already recorded his guitar tracks.
Oh, you were stuck. You had to relearn it.
So
Yeah.
But
So do you play full bar chords? Do you just play? What do you do? Like
I'm 2 fingers.
2 fingers the whole way.
Boom, 2 fingers the whole way.
Like you just play 2 strings for every chord?
Yes.
You can open those up. You can put that pinky there and have 3 fingers.
Dude, I tried that and I'm like I can't. I just don't.
Then you can put that 4th finger in there, and you have 4 chords in it. Oh, you got a major, and take it off. Oh, a minor.
Man, let him play the way he wants to play. Come on.
Well, see, but I play the only way I can play.
Well, no, that's okay.
The Ramones. Sit there and learn it. I could write another song, so I do that instead.
Right.
Well, you know the Ramones, that first Ramones album. Those are all full major and minor bar chords.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, quick question about the McCracken's thing. So they're, West Coast Canada, right?
Yep.
And you're East Coast Canada, Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah, it's like going from Maryland to Seattle.
No. Yeah, so how that ever happen? Other than both being into punk rock,
To do that?
Yeah.
So I worked with this little label called Cheapskate Records for a while.
Oh, okay.
He put out, I can't even think right now. He put out a few bands, and he put out a McCracken's album. And I've been a huge McCracken's fan since like 95, like when they started almost. And so I was like, oh shit, awesome. And so I talked to Bill, hey man, that's awesome. You guys are putting out a new record. I was stoked on the record. And then we talked about doing a split, just because we were on the same label. And Jay, who ran the label, was like, yeah, let's do it. So we did a split 7-inch together, and that was cool. We covered each other's songs, which was awesome. And then we couple years down the road. I don't know how it happened. We just talked about, hey, why don't we do a project together, like do a song, you know what I mean? And it just kind of morphed into, why don't we do a couple songs? Why don't we do an album? So we actually wound up kind of doing a test run. We did Vindictive songs for a compilation that never happened. So he was doing one for the McCrackens, and he recorded another one for me and sent it to me. I did the vocals. And that was like our test run to see what we could do, you know. And we just started writing songs, and we started sending each other demos, and we just kind of did it, you know.
Yes.
But I don't know. It was cool for me. It was like working with someone I looked up to. So.
Hey, does he play shows without his makeup on now?
They may have. I don't think so though.
Is his real name Bill Halen?
No.
Oh.
I'm not gonna reveal his real name. I think.
You don't have to. No. That's
But,
You don't have to, man. I can look it up right now, and I'll just reveal it.
well, go ahead. Do it. I'm not gonna do it. He's Bill McCracken.
Right.
But their original drummer is the singer of Gob. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah. I remember them. I had one of their albums a long time ago.
Yeah. So, but yeah. I don't know.
I was never a fan of Gob. I mean, if I heard their songs, I'd be like, oh, this is a good song. Then I find out that it was Gob, and I would immediately picture their one album with like the foot and mouth, right?
Yeah.
Was it like
disease?
And it was like, yeah, dude, that album, like, it was such a gross looking album, and I was like, it grossed me out, man. I didn't want anything to do with it. So
I didn't hear. I had their second album, Gob, maybe. They were on remember Mint Records? I think it was like Mint and Lookout. They were on a comp with like Pansy Division and that era of like pop punk bands. Then they kind of changed. They got more like Sum 41-ish sort of something like that.
Yeah.
But they had some good tunes. Bill gave me all their albums.
Yeah. For sure.
Got schooled on a lot of that stuff. Not like the Huntingtons, where I've been listening to you guys for it's probably like 97, 98. I don't know what year. What year did High School Rock come out?
98.
Okay, so it was 98 then.
Right.
Got that one right then.
Right on, man. Right on, my man.
Is that Brian Hardy?
Is he here? Hey, Brian! Oh, is he going to do the silent thing again?
You know what? I did my homework the last week or so, and I started, because I haven't watched your guys', because I don't do a lot of web stuff.
Right.
I've been catching up and trying to watch the show. And I watched the one where with Hardy on it, where he kept muting it.
He did that. But there's a lot of shows that he would talk all the time too. I think he's frozen right now.
Well, yeah, it looks like he's got a handful of, I don't know,
Peanuts?
Cheetos, maybe?
He's stuck in frozen Cheeto land.
And Brian, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying like
maybe he's wrestling a gummy worm.
It looks like a hand. It's probably not Cheetos, because Cheetos at this level would have like fallen out. So it's probably Doritos or something. Like Doritos, you can like grasp that way and shove
maybe
in.
He's popping sunflower seeds with his thumb.
Well, actually, you know what? His hand is a little bit. I'm trying to like figure out the angle to figure out what food it is. It's probably Doritos with salsa on them.
It's just called having fat fucking cheeks.
What was
Back.
it?
So what is episode 26 you guys have done?
Yeah, man, we started this just over a year ago. It's been pretty consistent. We've taken a few weeks off here and there because, things happen. But yeah, 26 episodes.
I watched the one with Joe.
That was like, he's all like hard to even follow what he's doing because he's all over the place the whole time. But yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome having him on there though.
Oh hell yeah! The right out of the gate with the chicken coop, the chickens, that was good.
Did you see the ones with C.J. Ramon?
I started watching that one today, and I only saw a little bit of it. I
But
like
it's
to
real
watch.
long. Yeah.
And I watched the one with Ray Carlisle,
Yep.
and the one with the new drummer there, Derek. Is that Derek? Darren.
Yeah, and the crazy thing to me about the Ray show is his brother was gone a few weeks later.
I know. I didn't know when the timeline for that was, and
Yeah.
that's awful.
It is.
We
Way to bring it down again, Cliff. Way to go.
yeah, like Maddie said, we recorded a couple songs for a tribute. It's tough to recording punk rock songs to begin with because like you're basically taking some punk rock band and probably recording an inferior version of the same song. But I like to try to change them up. But yeah, I rewrote lyrics to a song for a tribute for Brandon. I said that I'm going to send it to his brother though because I want to make sure before we put it out there that it's not too sensitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you recorded one of his songs and then
We did
changed the lyrics to more fit the situation.
Exactly. So we'll see how where that goes. But we've known Brandon. I toured with Cody way back, roadieing the Lillingtons and the Queers and shit. And then when he joined Bottle Rock, because Prozac and Bottle Rocket were kind of on the same timeline.
Right.
So we were, in the early stages. They just got really big and they're really good. But so we're always kind of like right there with each other in scenarios.
When they come to town, are they all like Jay?
Yeah, we they stay.
Or they're like, who are you?
No, we're good. Brandon and Cody I talked to the most. I know Brandon liked the Prozacs, so I'd always send them shit when it would come out. And
right.
They came to see us at Insub Fest. I think second year, they were waiting in line outside, and Brandon and Cody were like, "Yeah, man, we're coming in to catch your set." So, but yeah, it was sad. Sad. Anyways.
Yeah, super sad.
It was 36, is that right?
Huh?
Yeah, I think 36 or 37, maybe 37.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. The show's cool. Like I said, I don't do a lot of the internet stuff, so it's.
Well, we're glad to have you, man. This has been real nice. I think we should probably wind it down. We haven't had a show this long in a long time, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm 46, so I get tired. I don't work the night shift. I get up in the early morning shift because I got 2 little babies. How do you work the night shift when you've got little kids?
Dude, you don't even want to get into this one. This will take a whole other round. It's the most miserable thing that I've done in my life, working nights. I worked at this company that made. Do you work with hand tools? Like, do you hand tools, saws, and that kind of stuff?
Let me just say that I was raised by a woman with no dad in the home. What do you think?
All right, so you must make good cookies. Can I come over?
I make really good Chef Boyardee.
I eat it right out of the can. Don't even cook it.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah. But my
that dough, Chef Boyardee dough is so good.
Yes. I went to the doctor's recently, and I've got that. All right, dude, you're 40. You need to start looking at this, and you're gonna have to change this, and that, and oh my God, it's like the guys in my band right now, the Prozacs. 2 of them are 20, 25, 26, and I'm kind of doing the Joe Queer thing with some of the younger dudes.
Well, hey, I'm 46, and I still eat the same way.
Yeah, but Stiletto Bomb, the other band I'm coming down to Maryland to Richmond with, Scott or Jeff, our bass player or guitarist, he's 40. I think he's 44.
Is he the metalhead guy?
Is he what?
Is he the guy with all the amps and guitars?
Yeah, he's a gearhead. You can talk all day with him. And
I probably will.
His cousin, who's playing bass for us, is 54.
Wow.
He rocks. That's
That's only a couple years younger than Joe.
There you go. I didn't even know. We got pulled over when I was with the Queers. Joe got pulled over, and a cop was harassing him about his age. He's like, didn't believe that was his real license. He was giving him a bunch of shit. I didn't get
because Joe, when he's got that hat on, he used to look really young. But he was like, and he looks so older now, of course. But no, he still looks way younger than it because I think he's 10 years older than me, so he would be 56 now. I think he's exactly.
I gotta tell you, like with Joe, man, like he makes fun of me every time he sees me. So, but I went to see Screeching Weasel and the Queers in MTX when they did that they were in New York City, and my wife and I went down, and we were in a sea of people, and Joe, I forgot what song he was doing, but he put my name in the song. I didn't even know. I didn't see him. I didn't even know he knew I was there. I wasn't even near the fucking stage. Joe's a good fucking dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
And yeah, being out on the road, he was so, he's business with a lot of things. He's constantly battling his own demons and trying to take care of them and everything else. But he's been awesome to me. Like, he's like one of those people where it's like, you meet somebody you idolize, and you're like, then you get to know them on a different level. But you know what? The night shift thing, dude, it's hard. My wife works full time, so she works Monday through Friday. She's working 65 miles away down in Connecticut. So she travels. She leaves at like 7:30, 8 o'clock
What are
in
you
the morning.
doing wasting all your time on the internet with us, man?
You're the Huntingtons. How could I not do that? Actually, I got the kids watched tonight.
Awesome.
I work 4 nights and then I'm off 4. So right now I'm in the middle of my nights off.
That's
But I'm
cool.
always, you got 4 days off, but
But you gotta stay up. You still gotta stay up so that you don't mess up yourself next time you go to work.
I can't even do that anymore. Like, if I'm not physically doing something, wherever I am, I'm gonna pass out. I try to watch TV, and I'm like, it takes me like 3 days to watch a movie. You wake up an hour later and rewind it to the half hour you missed and start it over again. You like, you throw down a few cookies and milk or something, and it's like, then next thing you know, it's 6 in the morning, it's 7 in the morning. You basically didn't sleep, but you didn't do anything. Then your kids are getting up, and like the cookies you passed out with, they're eating them for breakfast. And honestly, like, it's funny and it's not. I mean, it sucks. Like, I don't even know how I'm playing music at all. Like, I shouldn't be.
Do you have no? I mean, do you want to get a different job?
Yeah, I do. I need to. I've switched jobs. This is my 3rd job.
Make sure your employer doesn't watch this episode.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
not,
right.
it's not
Well,
even
they won't be
really,
anywhere
like,
near. But no, honestly,
it's got to
you got
shift
kids.
focus here a little bit.
Josh, do you have any kids?
No.
No. And how many do you have, Mike? 2?
I have 3. Yeah. I have
Okay.
3.
And but it's you got to do what you got to do. The benefits with nights, for me, it sucks because it's physically, mentally draining. It puts you in a crappy place all the time. But you know what? Like today, we're getting the kids ready for school in the morning, and the preschool sends a text message, no preschool today, because she's sick. You can't plan for that stuff. But even if I work the night before, at least I can be home with them. And that's valuable. Daycare is so expensive. I mean, you're gonna spend, 2 kids, 3 kids, you're spending
What you would have made working.
$500 a week.
Yep.
Crazy, My wife got a better job, and she's exceeding me pay-wise now, so that'll let me be able to maybe take some cuts in the financial and, go into a day shift job and all that. But it's just a cycle, we don't have our own house. We're going to buy a house hopefully eventually, and all those things, you got to chip away at it in the right
That's
manner.
exactly right, and that's a wonderful mindset. That's great. Awesome.
So that's the real life. As much as punk rock and everything else is like a huge, huge, huge thing, and I love that my little 4-year-old is so stoked to put on a Stiletto Bomb shirt. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's trying to maintain that balance of the real life stuff, because
Nice.
it's definitely not bringing in your income and setting you up. So yeah, we work opposite shifts, and we don't get to see each other anywhere near as much as we'd like to, but hopefully it'll work itself out in the long run. She's smart as hell, like Andrea. She's super smart. While we were having a second child, and I was working crazy hours, she went back to school, got her bachelor's degree just a couple of years back. She does marketing.
That's awesome.
And so now she's she's on her 3rd job in the marketing, like jumping levels and levels ahead. She's a go-getter with it. And that's obviously good for all of us. And
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you married up.
yeah. I'm very fortunate to have her,
Awesome.
so it's
Right on.
amazing. But anyways, yeah, I know. Let's wrap this
Yeah.
thing up.
Let's wrap it up because it's been at least has it been 2 hours? Sure, it's been 2 hours, huh?
Dude,
It's
it's
just over
11:30.
2 hours, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey, and we're gonna see you in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it for even taking.
Thanks for coming here and being on this. This was really fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be really great. Josh is going to have a lot to live up to when he plays the next show because he didn't come to band practice. So
Dude, I'm so bad.
We were really good, Josh. We were
I know.
really good. And we were
All these guitars are still in their cases. I haven't been practicing at all. See that?
look at that. Look at that. Hey, did you finish recording your Johnny Walker parts yet?
Yes, I think.
You're all done?
Send them all to Mike and.
Is he all done, Mike? Did he approve? Did you approve?
I don't know if he's all done or not. I gotta.
I don't think
When I took the computer back in, this isn't all. Well, we'll talk about this offline. We'll talk about this offline.
offline.
So we'll close the show out. Thank you, Jay. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you guys again, man. Be good.
Be good. Take care of yourself, buddy.
All right, we'll see ya.
And thank you for watching, millions of people worldwide, and we'll see you in 2 weeks with another person that we bring in to talk to.
Yeah.
See you
We'll
later.
have Johnny 3 on the next one.